We've come down all the way from where we were before the Saudi oil attack, and the markets have come back from 72 to 59 on the screens right now. What is your sense on where are the crude oil prices headed now?
Well, good morning, Manisha. Yes, exactly right. I mean, when you're looking back on a chart over the last, say, 2.5 to 3 months, it's been a whipsawing from that 52 all the way through to about 62. Due to that spike as far as that strike on the Saudi fields in mid-September. But it's back to where it was, whipsawing, and I feel as though that what's an unknown is that US dollar edging very much closer to that 100 level. So it's had a very strong move to the upside over the last matter of weeks, and that was culminated in the last 24 to say 2 to 3 trading sessions. So it's been very, very strong, and there seems to be further downward pressure for a number of commodities.
Are you looking at 55 now coming back for Brent? I mean, that's the kind of recent low that we saw come in for the Brent crude prices. Is there any reason to go bullish right now? And what is the target and the range for crude prices that you're working with?
Well, if you're looking at that, if you look at as far as WTI, I think that'll be around about that 52, maybe touch a fraction lower, which wouldn't be surprising. As far as Brent, I would have thought maybe, high 50s. There's certainly a consolidation phase at the moment, unless you see further geopolitical strikes. That's an unknown, as we all know. Weather outages and anything unforeseen. The world's washed with oil, as we keep on hearing. There's no shortage as far as making up that supply from Saudis with the likes of the US and the likes of Russia, Brazil, and, of course, Canada. So the big picture is that you're going to satisfy demand. The unknown is, are you going to see any shocks? And if there aren't any shocks, I feel as though it's got to consolidate and probably, edge lower from here, Manisha. There's nothing really to push it higher.
Oh, well, absolutely. With all the concerns going off the market, we've seen the pressure come back in case of crude oil prices. But, Peter, how are you also looking at the gold and silver prices? Because if you look at the previous month, overnight, or the previous quarter, we have seen some pressure come back for gold and silver. Obviously, still in the positive for 2019 till time, with 15 to 16% gains in gold, 12% up for silver. But at one point in time, it was outperforming all the other asset classes, which doesn't seem to be the case now. Going forward from here, what is your sense on the precious metals?
Well, I would have thought that gold would have probably stayed around that 1,500, but you've seen such a strong move. There was some fear in that also a couple of weeks back, that we naturally, with those strikes in Saudi and the unknown there with Iran and so on, which edged gold higher, and it was certainly very bullish there. It's some profit taking in the short term. US dollar strengthened, and that's taken the heat out of it a little bit. And I think that this month's going to be a very crucial month on a number of reasons. First off is what's happening as far as Brexit. Where does anything gain traction with trade talks or impeachment for Trump? And the unknown as far as, China growth engines and all of these sort of things. So if the market, this could be a little bit of a consolidation phase over the next matter of weeks, if nothing can push it higher. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the rally return leading up to Christmas, Manisha.